good evening, wonderful UpYou community. Welcome to another episode of UpYou with Ezinne, your favorite weekend show. Today, we'll continue our discussion on Teach the Girl Child to Speak Up. Teaching your girl child early to have a voice and be assertive is an important life skill that may benefit their future and also their world. Speaking up will help your child in every area of their life, whether it's saying no to what they do not want to do, or speaking up when they feel they have something important to say. Speaking up can help them navigate various and complex relationships in life, socially, romantically, in work, or school settings. Teaching your child to speak up will allow your child the strength to be able to be heard and build confidence as they do so. If you have been following UpYou with Ezinne and enjoying the different perspectives to women speak up, then fasten your seatbelt. Stay tuned as we conclude on the topic today, Teach the Girl Child to Speak Up. It's our hour on radio and I'm here to keep you company as usual. So let's do this, my beautiful people. Finding self, finding purpose. My name is Ezinne Kufurekane and I'm your host. Welcome back. Our topic today is Teach the Girl Child to Speak Up. Last episode, we saw that a lot of work starts from the home. The parents play a major role in ensuring the girl child is taught to speak up even before she gets to meet any teachers on the outside. We were told to start encouraging the girl child to speak up from age 3 with little steps at first, like choosing the dress to wear out of a set of 3 options, like allowing them greet and answer greetings from neighbors when outside on a walk. We were taught to ask open-ended questions of the child to encourage individuality as well as develop confidence to express themselves. If we are yet to listen to last week's episode, and indeed all episodes of UpYou with Ezinne, please head over to our YouTube or podcast channel and get acquainted with it. Today, our guest and I are here to conclude on the discussion we started on the whys and ways to teach the girl child to speak up. May I remind you, dear listeners, that all episodes of UpYou with Ezinne are now uploaded on our YouTube channel. Please go catch up. Take the nuggets you need to run for your dreams, your life, subscribe and leave us a comment. It will help us to serve you better. Remember, it's all about you. Today, as usual, we're streaming on Instagram at UpYou with Ezinne, on Facebook WFM 917, and at radiogarden.com. It was Annie Borg, the self-esteem expert and author, who said, "The voice is a muscle that needs to be used regularly to remain healthy and to become strong." So the more girls are encouraged to use their voices in day-to-day life, the more prepared they will be to use it at moments in their lives when the stakes are clearly really high. There is a connection between our voices and our self-esteem. Yet another reason, in my opinion, to catch them young and teach them young to speak up. Time to bring up our guest. She is in the studio already. So our guest is Miss Ethel Eguono Akpokiniovo, a passionate teacher who believes strongly that a trained child will not depart from the principles and precepts laid down no matter the circumstance. Ethel is an alumna of St. Teresa's Grammar School, Uheli, Delta State University, Abraka, both in Delta State. A Microsoft certified educator, Ethel is currently teaching in Divine Offspring International School, Ikeja, here in Lagos. Ethel employs all valid means towards ensuring that children, teenagers, as well as young adults are nurtured and guided in the way they should go. She is a lover of God and of children. Good evening, Ethel. It's a real pleasure to have you in the studio. How are you doing today?
I'm fine. Good evening, Ezinne.
You look all glammed up. I like.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Thank you for that. Haha. So let's just set the stage for our discussion today. It was quite an interesting one last week, and then, of course, I had to beg you to come back again so that we can really, really wrap it up and dig it in. So shall we get started?
Sure.
Okay. So speaking up and making choices are key to building a strong personal foundation, experts say. But many girls don't get the encouragement they need to build confidence in themselves and their abilities and futures. Why do you think this is? What do you have to say about this?
A lot of us adults, because of probably what we have been through, we find it difficult to encourage the young child to speak up, the girl child, to speak up. Probably. So I grew up in Delta State, Ezinne, and then we were taught to always shush.
Wow.
So when the adult is talking, you don't even dare have an eye contact.
Whoa.
Right? It's actually called respect, but then you end up raising timid girls, and which is not very, very good. So I would like to encourage adults to do better in allowing these children to speak up. Encourage them. So this is what I do when I speak to children, basically. So you ask questions and then heads down, no eye contact, and you see them jittering. So the first thing is look at me. Let's talk. So I believe if adults could encourage children, girl child especially, it's a gradual process. Confidence will build in, and before you know, they'll start speaking up. So it actually starts with the adults.
This is very insightful. You see, so there's a very big culture play here, where you teach the girl child that it's respectful not to make eye contact, not to even speak when your elder is speaking.
So you have to wait when they're done talking. You don't dare interrupt, right?
Oh, wow.
So you just keep quiet. Even if what they're saying is not making sense, just keep quiet and then accept it the way it is.
And then I have this mentor who says that whatever enters your ear has already entered your heart. So even if it's not making sense, you're staying there and listening to the garbage, and it's always like garbage in, garbage out. Oh, wow. There's a lot here. One thing I've observed, I'm a people watcher. I go around watching people, One thing I've observed is that parents want to make life easy for their children, especially if the children are shy or maybe they are special needs children. You find that these parents they think it's protecting them, so they want to speak up for them. They want to answer everything. They don't let them participate. In fact, it's so bad. When I was growing up, parents that had special needs children actually hid them away. Lock them up and hid them away. And then
some of them do that now, isn't it?
Up till now?
Yes.
Oh my God. With all the awareness?
Some still do that.
How can parents stop this, and encourage their children to speak up?
I understand that one of the hardest things to do as a parent is to watch your child make mistake, right? So we want to step in a bid to rescue them. But when you do that, you find out that you just keep them in that space. They are not able to speak up for themselves. So you have a situation. Let's take this scenario. So you have that a child is not greeting, girl child, boy child. They don't just greet. And then, so the other adults give and coming to say, you didn't greet me. And then you hear the mom from one end says, I'm sure he didn't see you.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And the child is just, okay, so it's okay not to greet. My mom will always step in
Interject.
And rescue me.
Oh, wow.
Right? So I think that parents should allow children, like you said when you were giving your earlier introduction, you said that we should ask them open-ended questions.
Yes.
Right? So you can have a conversation with them such that ask them questions that will make them think outside the box. So they get to start talking. So you find out that child that you're thinking that, permit me to use this word, is actually timid, cannot speak for themselves. When you train them, I said in my bio that when you train children, there's a difference between training and instructing. When you train a child, that child cannot depart. Right?
Okay, so, very quickly, sorry, Ethel, before I forget this all-important point you've made. Can you quickly tell us what's the difference between training and instructing?
Okay, so when you're instructing, like you're writing an exams, right? So they tell you instruction, answer 2 questions. You just follow the rule. When you're training, I work with the child hand in hand, guiding the child on what to do, showing the child loopholes. That's training. So I instruct you. I could say, Ezinne, walk down the road by your right. Tell the woman selling bole to give you bole for 20 naira. Come back to the house. You just go, okay, my mommy said by your right. But when I hold your hand while we walk, I tell you, so Ezinne, when you get here, there's a loophole here, there's a pothole here, sorry. Do not step in. If you step in, you might just fall down. When that child grows up, the child already know that, okay, as I'm walking on this road, there's a pothole here. I will have to skip. As I'm going, I have to look. That's training. That's the difference.
You just made a fundamental point here. That's actually the difference between the children and the Pekins. Oh, God. I mean, you just get to learn a lot. Let me just quickly open this phone line because I'm beginning to go, The phone lines are opening right about now, and the numbers to call is 07000 917 917, 0703 1756 537. That's for texting. Please call in, text in to be a part of this conversation. It is very interesting. I just learned that there's a difference between training and instructing. So let's do this right so that our children can grow up to be confident children who will do us proud. So now, sometimes it looks really abnormal, that someone in their right senses will want to abuse a special needs child. But we've seen it in many cases in our society. Now, by the time we are protecting this special needs child and not letting them speak up, they will not be able to report anything that has happened to them. Please, what can you say to parents so that they can, yes, we understand your child is a special needs child, but your child is still your child all the same. Yeah. And this child lives in this society and needs to be equipped to be productive in this society.
Okay, so one thing I would like to say is, so every child is a gift from God, regardless of what the situation is, right? I understand that it can be heartbreaking for a mom that you have a child that cannot do what he or she should do at a particular stage, but we need to accept them. They are there already. Accept and love them.
Yeah.
The last time I wasn't here, I said love will always win.
True.
So when you love these children genuinely, they open up, right? One thing I would encourage parents is that first and foremost, learn, right? So you have to learn how to deal with that child and his or her need. So what most parents do is they just take the child and give to the psychologist and just abandon the child. They're not knowing when the child is saying someone is touching me. They may not talk like every other child, right? But they give signs.
They have a way of
communicating.
Yes.
But most parents, because we are busy, I understand that we're busy, we need to make all the money. That's okay. But somebody is doing something to your child and the child is trying to express herself. But because you do not understand the language, and you've not understood because you've not learned,
we tend to miss.
Right? You tend to just miss it. So please learn the fundamentals. Understand what they're saying. It can just be eye contact. It can just be body language. It can just be something. But parent needs to learn so that you will understand when the child is saying, Ethel did this, Ethel did that, and you just know
that something has gone amiss, because no matter what happens, it is our responsibility as parents to protect our children. Okay. Growing up, Ethel, my daughter used to wonder where Nigerian parents used to gather to do their meetings. Because, she said that we all behave alike. Apparently, when she gets together with her friends and they're talking about their parents, especially the moms, they just concluded that we are all Georgianas. We judge even before we hear the whole story. We always know how the story will end, even when they've not even gone halfway into it. And to make it worse, we label them. So that when next they even come, assuming they escape the first day and come another day, we say, hey, you've come again, you this storyteller. You know? So whenever I start with her, then she'll say, Nigerian moms. So this kind of attitude I learned then makes children clam up.
Sure.
So how can we refrain from judging our kids and, more importantly, from labeling them?
Right now, I feel like screaming, but let me just...
Please
let me
scream.
smite it.
The studio is padded. Nobody will hear you.
So there is what we call listening skills. Everybody should develop it. It's a soft skill. Yes, but we should. So, a lot of persons, when you go to the university, they will not teach you to listen. Right? They talk to you. They don't tell you there's something. So you're talking, I should pay attention so that I will know where you're going. Right? So nobody's teaching you that. That's a part of this journey called life. You have to listen. So most of us, while you're talking to me, I'm already processing in my mind my response. So I'm not listening to you. Yes.
So that's what those mothers
yes, that's
do.
what.
I'm not one of them.
Okay, so this is what they do. Like, so they'll tell you what an adult sits saying, you as a child, if you like, climb the Iroko tree.
Oh, let me say it the way my father used to say it.
Okay, please.
What me, your father, has seen by standing on top of the tree. You, this girl that is on the floor, you think you can see it? Then he will go and add, do you think my grey hair was bought in the market?
So
oh
please,
my God.
I think we should listen more. Parents, female parents, mommies, listen more. Most times, when you conclude in your mind that this is where the child is going, you don't see from the child's angle, right? Because in your mind, you have this thing in your mind, so it's like a blanket covering you from seeing what the child is saying. You don't understand. So we should just learn to keep your mind blank. Why they come with their... Yes, it's story. I work with children. It's stories. Listen. When you're done listening, you will realize that most times when I'm done listening to them, in my mind I'll say, if I were in this girl's shoe, I'm sure I would have gone. But for her to even manage, that means there's something about this girl. So I think that thing is to listen, and we should stop this habit of labeling children, condemning them, right? So this happened, and then you say, let me take it to like sexual abuse, right? So you say, mommy, uncle did this, and mom is there like shaking their legs, so they start shaking their legs, and then the next thing you hear is, what did you wear when you were going?
Oh yeah, I know.
Why did you go? Why didn't you? Why did you? Why did you not? And then the child is saying, mommy, I'm sane. And you say, yes, I know you are sane, but why? So when you start doing that, the child, my mom said, is not even up. So there's no point. So I think we should listen more and then just...
See, I personally had years of frustration with my daughter.
Wow.
Because I will be saying to her, no, you can't wear that. Look, you can do that abroad, but you can't do that in Nigeria. You can't do that. And I will say, don't you know people are raping people? And she will say, there's no excuse on earth why anybody should rape it. I say, keep dressing like that now. And the girl just clamped up on me and stopped having those discussions.
Wow.
It was later on that she came to say to me the things I was doing wrong that made her not to discuss anymore.
Wow.
Yeah. We need to. I think you're right. No, you're right. Not I think. We need to learn to listen to our girl children. And of course, the phone lines are open, and the number to call is 07000 917 917. The number to text is 0703 1756 537. Please call us, please text us, and join the conversation. It is really a very interesting one. Ethel.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm great.
Good. So, a caller on the show last week.
Okay.
Said that stigmatization and victim shaming are two reasons. Oh, we've got a call. Good afternoon, UpYouwithEzinne. Who is calling and where are you calling from?
Hello, good evening. My name is Blessing. I'm calling from Ibadan.
Good evening, Blessing. How are you? Thank you. You are my first caller today on the show, and I'm going to say hello in a very special way.
Thank you.
Okay.
What I want to say is our parents, they should always listen to us. When we come to meet them, to discuss something with them, they should always pay us attention and hear us out. And sometimes when we ask questions, we want to know about it. That's the reason why we ask questions. So anytime we ask questions, sometimes our parents will be like, how old are you that you want to know about this? But they don't know what we are learning outside before asking about the question. So when your child came to meet you and asked you social question, even if she's young, explain to her. Don't lie to her. You get? You have to tell her what the reason it is. See now, like when I was young, when I was 6 years old, my mom told me that, see, when you grow up, like age of 13, 14, when you start seeing your muscles flowing, that don't allow any man to touch you. If any man touch you like this, you'll be pregnant. And I'll be like, why was that supposed to be so? So when I was growing up, okay, school, like I started finding out how the thing happened and all that. So I have to come back and ask my mom. And I said that was what her mom told her when she was also at tender age. I was like, you should have explained to me. Okay, you said if man touched me, what if the man didn't touch me and the man did another thing to me? So we should always explain to the children. We should just let them know what is the real point. We don't need to lie to them.
Thank you, Blessing. This is a very, very succinct point. Over to you, Ethel. What do you think?
Blessing, are you there?
Yeah, she will be on her phone with me.
I'll say that what you just said is absolutely true.
Spot on.
Yes, absolutely true. So most parents don't answer questions. So I don't know why they don't answer questions, but I feel maybe they just think that you're not old enough. So last time I said we can actually start training these children from age 2, 3. Yes, so there are some things, some basics that they should know. So as they grow, you increase it, you increase the knowledge. But do not allow somebody teach the child from outside. It becomes disastrous. So Blessing, you have a valid point. Parents should listen more and they should answer questions.
Thank you very much. And while we're at it, it is time we broke the transgenerational way of training. How I was brought up certainly can't work with the children of this day and time. The Gen Z people, no. You know, so it can't work with them. You can't tell them that their children come from the trees, you know. In fact, I remember I told my daughter one such funny thing about something and she looked at me like, I told her, yes, you swallowed mango seed. Mango is going to grow on your head. So how is it even possible? Let me think about it. How is it possible that the mango will grow from my head? It's supposed to be going down, so it's going to come out from my bum, you know? So that's smart, they're intelligent. Yeah. So don't tell them things. You can speak to them with age-appropriate language, you know, because she's right. What if the uncle didn't touch her and the uncle did something else? Then who do you have to blame? It has to be you. Parents, please call in. Children, please call in. If you're over 18, please. So the numbers to call is 07000 917 917. The number to text is 0703 1756 537. And our lines are open. So last week on the show, a caller called and said that stigmatization and victim shaming are two reasons why the girl child doesn't speak up, even when molested or abused. We hope awareness keeps growing and society keeps evolving. Yeah. But to reverse these adverse reactions that people have to victims, shaming victims. But is there an antidote to this?
We do not have control over how people feel towards us, over what they say about you. You don't have control. So what you should know is that people will always express the way they feel. Right? Good or bad. But it doesn't change the fact that you are you. So the first thing to do is to work on you. Is to, one, I know it's challenging, right? To accept the fact that, especially when it's your first time, right? You understand what I mean, isn't it? It's your first time and somebody just took advantage of you without your consent. It can be, but it has happened, right? You cannot change it. It's there. It's okay. It's natural to feel bad and to want to withdraw. But what I would say is that do not stay there for too long. You have to speak to someone that is trusted. You need to. That's where healing starts from. So any issue that you cannot discuss about, you've not healed from it. So you need to speak up. While you're doing that, try to speak positively. Try to reaffirm that what happened hasn't changed who you are.
Hold that thought, please. Good evening, Up You with Ezinne. Who is calling and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, I'm Leo calling from Lagos by the expressway.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Yeah, you see one thing about all this thing. You see, something is happening, but we better manage it well. We better be proactive than reactive.
Yes.
Because so better avoid it on time. People need to be aware of something that is so many things that's going on, so that they will not be trapped by something that is going on in society. So better educate people so that people be aware. Because I think that if many people are aware, so they will not have to do certain things. And especially our female daughters, they will know how to, manage themselves in certain situation. And they will educate them. They will learn more. Because when you educate people, they will be wise and know what to do at any point at the end time. That's what I believe.
True.
So
Thank
education
you.
is the best thing to do. So let everybody be aware.
Thank you very much. Awareness is key and education is what we are currently doing on radio right now. So we have this interesting question here from the WhatsApp platform. It is from Ayomide. Ayomide wrote in from Ogun State. She says, sometimes when I tell my mom something, she will advise me on it, but later she will abuse me with it, which made me to stop telling her things. What do you have to say to parents who do this?
Okay, so, Ezinne, we just talk about laboring.
True.
I will still keep saying that parents, please stop it. So when you keep doing that, you will chase these children away to the arms of the not too good. Please. When I just talked about condemnation, right? So take for instance, we
have a call coming through. Good evening, Up You with Ezinne. Who is on the phone and where are you calling from? Our engineer is back on. Good. Yes, sir, we're listening.
Yeah, I study a lot concerning the children.
Okay.
I train children in Sunday school, both home and outside. Now, I study that most, especially our mothers, they don't care a lot about to listen to their children. In terms of when it comes to, Mom, I want to tell you something, I want to tell you this, they don't normally give them attention. And it's very, very, very wrong.
Yeah.
Every time my wife at home, that this is what you need to do to teach the children. Even serve in the church, majority of the mothers there, they don't listen to their children. If I get into Sunday school, those children will just come and meet me, say, what I'm facing, this is what I'm facing. Sometimes I go back to their parents and say, this is what the children are telling us. And they need, right now, the situation we find ourselves in this country, all the mothers need to listen to their children.
Yeah.
Let me shock you concerning one bit in my Sunday school. She's part of choreography group.
Yeah.
When they remove her from that group, she loses all her body, all her system. She cannot participate in anything again in the Sunday school. Later I got to come. What's happening?
She can't talk. I studied her. Come, because you did this, they say, she now look at me, she now be crying, and I said, okay, I know what you're going to, and she's going to do something for us on the harvest day we did last. Now, then I called the parent that, please, help me to calm her down, that this is what is going on. Immediately, then she now came back and performed very well.
Wow.
You know, all our parents, I want to beg them now, please, they should listen to the children now, because anything may happen. We have a lot of rapists outside, all those criminals outside that can mastermind them.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very
sir.
much.
That is a very valid point.
Yeah.
Mothers, please listen to your children. Daddies, do also listen to your children. It's not one person's job alone to bring up these children.
True.
It's a partnership, and every hand, every heart should be on deck to do that. Yes, Ethel, you were saying something before his call came through. Do you remember?
Yeah, we're talking about Ayomide, right? That says he, okay, I don't know if it's a she or a he. So I'm saying that we cannot say this enough. Parents, stop laboring children. So they are still children, they are still growing. So there is room for mistake. When they make those mistakes, do not use it as a tag. It's not a price tag. So 2 months later, you say, that was what you did that time. That was why they did this to you. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't. It passed. Ezinne, imagine that God is rubbing off all your sins on you right now.
I will be dead.
Good.
I wouldn't even be here.
Good. So please, parents, daddies, mommies, please, even teachers, once you're an adult with children around you, please, if they tell you things, if they confide in you to tell you deep things, some of these children go through deep things, really deep stuff.
Yeah.
Do not use it against them. Do not.
That will take a mind that has gone to Harvard, that has become aware, that, is elevated, expanded. And, what I'm saying here is that most of us are doing what our mothers did to us, to our children. It's not from a place of bad parenting per se, quote and unquote. It's actually from a place of love, they would think, but it's not working now.
True.
It's not just working.
True.
Which brings me to, I was thinking that the antidote to all the shaming and everything is a home filled with love.
Come on.
If you do know that there is love in your home, that there is no discrimination in your home, that you're not going to be victimized at home. One of the deepest things my daughter ever said to me was, she said, "Mommy, you know what? I simply believe that there is nothing I will do on earth that will make you love me less."
Come on.
I stopped in my tracks that day and I said, hey, if this is what this girl believes, then I better live up to it. So if you do something wrong, we will chastise you for the wrong you have done, but we will love you for you. It took a child to teach me that. So we must listen to our children, please. Yeah? When you were talking initially, you said you grew up shushed.
Yeah.
And frankly, a shushed girl grows up to become a shushed woman.
True.
A very hesitant woman. They're everywhere. I'm sure we know them. We know women who rather die than speak.
Speak up.
That's why we have a lot of domestic abuse going on. They're not reporting their husbands. They're not speaking up. They'd rather die. They'd rather take... I don't know who told them that it is their shame because their husband is violent. It's your shame. I don't understand that. And it's the same thing like when I think about the fact that every father I know came first in their secondary school and in their uni days, because when you bring your report card, your father will tell you, or there, I took first. So, and when I talk to my friends then that I was young, their own fathers took first. I'm like, all the fathers are brilliant. Yes? So you say that you try to work hard for your fathers because they encourage you from a positive end. But your mother who has been shushed, abused, will tell you to also be what? Shushed and abused. They will tell you things like, I remember when I was getting married, my mother of blessed memory, she said to me, as you're going, whatever you see there, put a stone in your heart. And I'm like,
What does that mean?
It means you bear.
Wow.
You just keep bearing. I say, Mini, you're all. I am not in a marriage of bearing. But she was giving that advice from a point of love.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was what her own mother told her. But can you imagine? If you tell a Generation Z now, Bia, she will say, okay, I'm coming. At the first one, she'll carry her bag and say, adulthood, nah, scam. And off to her house she goes. So, I mean, what do you think? You know, there's an absence of female voices that encourage. You know, female voices that will be models for us to know. Mothers are not modeling what it means to speak up to their children. How can we rectify this?
Okay, so I think, like we've been saying, I will still keep saying, we have to engage them, we have to encourage them. We cannot overflog it. Female parents have a vital role in ensuring that their girl child speak up, because you are the role model. Okay, so they are like you, right? So that is there, I understand, but it's you. They look like you. So in a way, they want to emulate you. So you just need to contribute your quota, right? You don't have to just be... I understand that daddies are always coming out first, but we have mommies that are coming out first now.
But I'm not saying so. But before your child gets to have a Hillary Clinton or an Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala as models, yeah? Why don't you at home
in your own space
be her first model?
In your own space.
Yes. Her first model.
Yeah.
The person she runs to, the person she looks up to, the person she wants to impress. You know, I also learned from my daughter that there's a place for mothering and there's a place for friendship.
Come on.
And I said to her, no, I'm not your friend. I'm your mother. She said, no, why can't you be both?
My friend, yeah.
Why can't you be both?
Yeah.
Why can't you be my mother?
Because there are some things that she will say to the friend that she'll not be able to say to the mother.
Exactly.
So just be the two.
Exactly. So she can tell you everything. Yes. You know, I think we should try that so that we don't lose our girl children. Yeah? Okay, so Ethel, finally.
Yeah.
Last week on the show, you said that the voice is a fundamental, important tool we use to connect our inner and outer world.
Yeah.
To make it possible for people to know our thoughts and our feelings. Can you please frame your last words today to capture the disservice we do to the girl child when we don't allow her to use this tool?
Okay, so I would say that a closed mouth is a closed destiny. When you shush your girl child, you've closed a destiny. So keep encouraging them to speak up. Give them open-ended questions. Engage them in meaningful conversation. Allow them express themselves. And when you do that, you're able to connect to their emotions. You're able to connect to what they are thinking. And you've been able to raise a strong woman and not a timid woman.
Thank you so much, Ethel, for coming on the show today. As always, time runs when you're having fun. But I think we have been able to make some inroad today and some impact. I'm sure someone listening is blessed that they listened. We've learned quite a lot from you today.
Thank you.
Now it's over to you, our listeners. What did you hear? Did you listen well? What is your takeout today? My takeout today is that it's important. It is very important to catch the girl child young. And in fact, also the boy child. Catch the children young. You know, teach a child in the way they should go, and they will not depart from it. Do not hush your children when they want to talk. Please, make time to listen. Yes, we all claim we are busy. We are going about to make ends meet and make money. Don't make money that you used to be bailing children from different misdemeanors, you know. So please, make sure that you teach them, encourage them to speak up with respect and decorum at all times. And you too, woman, please lose the toga. Speak up. And give your girl child the permission to speak up. You know, we all know that. You shine your light so that you give other people permission to shine their light. Okay? Do not let anything stop you from speaking up your life for what you really want. Practice until it becomes your default. Practice until it becomes your default. Practice until it becomes your default. I've had to say that 3 times so that it sinks in. This is where we wrap up today's edition of Up You with Ezinne. It's been another amazing one. Please follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, at Up You with Ezinne. Get copies of our books, Up You, and When Adversity Strikes, Fight. Thank you. Big up to everyone that is involved in creating this magic every week. Starting with you, our dear listeners, our guests, our advertisers, the callers today, fantastic humans, the engineers on duty, the amazing Up You team, my producer, and the bestest ever radio station, 91.7 WFM. You all stay strong, you stay blessed, you stay lifted. My name is Ezinne Kanem, and till I come your way next week, it's Up You, and Up You.